What's good, interweb? I'm your man Q, and I am here making my first official, but I've been around for a while, debut to RPG Fan. And here's a little brief backstory, if you don't mind. If you just don't mind, just sit back and relax, just for maybe 60 seconds, and let me give you my RPG Fan history. So I've basically been following RPG Fan since way back in the day, since 2000. I know they came out in 1998, but I didn't have my own computer back then. I didn't get one until 2000, 2001, like around that Christmas holiday, right around that time. But since then, I have been a fan of RPG Fan and am so happy to be a part of this growing society. So I'm going to be here talking about RPGs with you. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I've enjoyed these last 20 years. And just me being here to be able to, just lend a little bit of my own RPG experiences, makes me feel like I've just leveled up. I'm going to be here at least once a week, dropping news, knowledge, tips, tricks, and some funny additives, and just things that, you know what, I bet you'll never see it coming. Ooh. But by no further ado, let's jump right into the meat and potatoes while you're here, and what you should be role playing. Before we go any further, what you should be playing is probably all of those RPGs that came out last month. And if you say that you beat all those RPGs, you know what? No, you didn't. Either you're rich, you're lying, or you got way too much time on your hands. No, I'm joking. Come back. So here's a few that I have to talk about that came out in September that you're probably still playing. I've never played any Dragon Quest games. At first, I didn't like the whole Earthbound, don't show your characters, turn-based system, but then the story grew on me. I mean, the game has to be good. I mean, in Japan, I don't know if they still do it, but back in the day, they used to set that as a holiday. When does that happen? The story takes place as you, the protagonist, a young man who is about to participate in his village's up-and-coming age ceremony. He heads off to the top of the local lookout point alongside, of course, his childhood friend. This is the JRPG. After a series of unexpected events, the adventure begins, and he learns that he is the reincarnation of the legendary hero from a forgotten age. Hey, that's a nice little take to something old with a little something new. Upon revealing his true identity to the king, the hero is branded the Darkspawn and now is hunted by a relentless army. Fleeing from his pursuers, the hero assembles a band of endearing adventurers who now believe that he is actually the Luminary Reborn. I'm really excited about this game, but I'm wondering, should I wait for the Switch version? But there's no word on the Switch version. Like many of its predecessors, Dragon Quest is a turn-based battle system, but with a modern twist. It eases players into combat with an accessible experience and feature mechanics that's simple enough for, well, anyone that never played an RPG to pick up, but also in-depth enough for experts and hardcore RPG enthusiasts to play. The heroes have a mix of melee, magic attacks, and other special skills at their disposal. There's also something in the game called the pep system. When a character gets pepped up, or hyped up is what I like to call it, they'll gain bonuses to several of their attributes. When more than one party member is pepped up, they can work together to unleash incredible team attacks that, well, a lot of foes can't withstand. And a feature that no RPG should be without is camping. No adventure will be complete without a night spent under the stars. And you get the same benefits from going to an inn with camping, but the big part about this is it's free 99. Dragon Quest dropped on September 4th again for PS4 and for PC for retail price of $59.99. So if you still got that Best Buy club, you better use it while you can. Valkyria Chronicles, the first one that dropped for PS3 back in 2011, 2012, is one of my top favorite RPG, JRPG, whatever role-playing, you want to talk about. That's one of my favorite all-time role-playing games. From the art style to the battle schemes to just how well that the story and the characters fleshed and meshed together. And this game, which is finally going back to consoles, looks amazing. In the year 1935 EC, the continent of Europa is split between the Federation and the Empire, as the Imperial Army, which was in the first game, second and third, dominates the Eastern Theater. The Federate forces launch an Operation Northern Cross at the last-ditch effort to tip the scales in battle. The commander of Squad E will test his will against the bonds of his allies, the weight of their trust, and the sacrifices that they all must make. This is a tale of bittersweet adolescence and their failures, their triumphs, and of their young hearts, struggling to find themselves amidst of the chaotic battlefield. That, well, paired with the battle system and the art scene, Sega, why don't you make more RPGs? Overworks, why don't you just make more RPGs? And can we get a Skies of Arcadia remake pretty soon? Preferably on the Nintendo Switch. Valkyria Chronicles 4 drops for PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, and, believe it or not, the Xbox One, and of course the PC. With so much emphasis on graphics nowadays, there's nothing quite like sinking your teeth into some chibi sprite magic. After 2 long years, Prince Lahal finally wakes up from his coffin nap, and not a moment too soon. Etna, his cute but sadistic numero uno castle vassal, was just about to hit him with a mace to the face. And if that wasn't enough, his father, the King of Darkness himself, is now dead, and some mid-boss is taking up residence in his castle? Talk about while you were sleeping. Along with Edna and the angel trainee Floan, Lahal sets out to reclaim his rightful place in the Netherworld as the King of Darkness. Don't be fooled by all the pretty colors, penguins, and cute sprites. Disgaea can be hard, especially if you're not the most technical gamer. Disgaea's battle system uses something called geopanels, which are represented by squares and colors that are on the floor, and also on objects that can be thrown, picked up, or interacted with. Want to pick up a penguin and use it as a weapon? How about you stack 4 or 5 of them together for a super attack? Still not convinced? Don't worry, no need to stress. Nothing like a little extra grinding can't fix. Use the Dark Assembly to create more characters and improve on weapons and your castle store inventory, as well as unlocking maps that can even lead to new places. With the game's character creation, the item world, and all the wacky antics, Disgaea 1 Complete should keep you busy for, at bare minimum, 40 hours, and that's not including all the extra stuff. Disgaea 1 Complete drops on October 9th for PlayStation 4 and the Nintendo Switch for $49.99. Not too bad of a price, I must say. It's still cheaper than the original. Sega and Tri-Ace are making that sweet 8-bit music again. Nothing like an old-fashioned game remastered to 4K to give you that old, warm, nostalgic feeling. With the world on the brink of ruin, humanity bands together and creates Vassal, a super machine that, well, is believed will fix all of their problems. The problem is, history has a funny way of repeating itself. The 3 likely but unlikely mercenaries turned heroes, Leon, Zephyr, and Vashron, now find themselves down a path of self-discovery while rectifying the wrongs of their ancestors' past mistakes. Think if Valkyrie Chronicles battle system had a baby with, let's say, a John Woo movie, and that kid happened to be best friends with Star Ocean, that's the gameplay. Use machine guns, grenades, and a host of weapons, skills, and tactics to scratch and chip your way through human and robot enemies alike. Don't forget to master the tri-attack. Trust me, it comes in handy. Resonance of Fate is a JRPG, so expect some grinding and at least 40 hours of dedication, and that's not even including the extra. Resonance of Fate, the 4K remastered, drops on October 18th for PlayStation 4 and for PC for 3,700 yen, and that roughly is about $29.99 US currency. And thank you for watching, and as always, interweb, I'm your man Q, your friendly neighborhood geek. And look, I got that name way before the Spider-Man game came out, just so you know. I'm a Spider-Man fan for a whole bunch of years. Just thought I would. If you did like this video and you want to see more content, not only from myself, but all of the hundreds and hundreds of supporters and fans on RPG Fan, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all your role-playing game news, all your role-playing game expertise, tips, tricks, and experience. And until next time, interweb, I'll holler at y'all later. Peace!